Good morning, sixth graders. Welcome to our next collection of math videos. We are up on lesson 88. Make sure, again, you're keeping tabs where all these videos are at as far as in the math channel, because you can use them again, because these concepts keep coming up over and over again throughout the book. Hang in there. I enjoy visiting with each and every one of you at our chat time. So keep up the good work, keep working hard. So let's go ahead and start off with lesson 88. And what we're talking about today is comparing integers. Now remember, integers, what we said, includes basically both positive and negative numbers. So what we're comparing is integers, which means all of them, all the numbers. Now the biggest thing I want you to understand when comparing integers is that just because, for example, if we say negative 5 compared to negative 2, a lot of you might start saying, well, negative 5 is greater. No, it's not. Because what you got to understand is the further, as I move to the right on the number line, starting like with negative 4, I'm getting larger. As I'm moving to the left, I'm getting smaller. So that means negative 4 is larger than if I say negative 5. So the further I go to the left of 0, it gets smaller. The further I move to the right from 0, it gets larger. So, and like I say, that can get confusing a little bit. So if I say which is greater, negative 5 or negative 2, I would say negative 5 is less than negative 2 because it's further to the left. And what I'm reading, that I'm also coming from, so you know, on page 422 in your book for lesson 88. So there isn't. So if I look at this again, if I say negative 10 and negative 3, all right, negative 10 is less than negative 3 because it's further to the left. If I say, let's just say 4 and negative 4, all right, I'm dealing with a positive number. I'm further to the right starting off, so 4 is greater than negative 4. So it's not really a hard concept, it's just a matter of knowing where you're going to the left, it gets smaller. Going to the right, it gets larger. All right, now what we're going to do next, I'm going to clean this off so I can open up the video, because I need to open up to the next, talking about squares. Now we're talking specifically square roots. If it says we read 100, in fact, let's blow this up a little bigger, so you can see it a little better. That's not quite big enough for my liking. There, that should be a little bit better for you. If I move the book the right way. And we move the book up a little bit. Not too far. We read a square root as the square root of 100. The expression means what positive numbers, when multiplied by itself, has a product of 100. Since 10 times 10 equals 100, the principle of the square root is 100 is 10. So that means what two numbers, when I multiply them together, equal 100. So therefore, when I say what is the square of a number, so we know that 10 squared equals 100. So what is the square root of 100 equals just 10. If I say, so if I take a look at this, we come from a 1 by 1 square, we would say the square root of 1 is 1, because if this was 1 and this is 1, that equals 1. So it's two numbers of the same. Same thing here with the 2 by 2. We have a 2 on this side, 2 on the bottom. So what is the square of, what's the answer for a perfect square? This 2 by 2 is 4 square. In this case, we'd say what is the square root of 4, which is 2. If I have the same thing, a 3 by 3, same principle. Square root of 9, because 3 times 3 is 9, so we have a 3 and a 3, which is equal to 9. So the square root of 9 is 3. And we can do the same thing with 16 with the 4 by 4 going through. So any number that's like itself, for example, let's say if I ask you the question of what is the square root of 49? So I'm really saying what is two numbers that are the same number that equals 49? Hopefully you're saying, Mr. White, the answer is going to be 7. Because the square root of 49 is 7 times 7. If you go through, if I say, what is the square root of 144. That means I need two numbers that are the same that equal 144, which equals 12. All right, now I'm going to throw a little twist in that's coming down the road. You know I like to do this. And I'm going to fit it right in here. And if I say, what is the cube root of 8? And so the cube root, which means if I needed two numbers here, that means I need three numbers that are the same that equals 8. I'm tempted to ask Cassie this, just see if she's ready, but she's tired. She's holding her head down. So three numbers, that means I need three numbers, which is 2 times 2 times 2, which equals 8. So the cube root of 8 equals 2. So in other words, here is what you're really saying is, they tell me the cube tells me how many. If they say 6, they want 6 numbers that are all the same that equal, and I don't even have one off the top of my head, but whatever they're asking for, whether it's square root, cube root, they're asking for how many. So in this case, we're sticking with this today, but I was branching out to this cube root deal, just reaching out a little further in detail. But here's what you're saying. Cube root means what two numbers equal 49? 7. What equals the square root of 144? 12. What equals the square root of 9? 3. What equals the square root of 4? 2. You can see the pattern. And so the idea is when they're asking for square root, they're really saying what number squared equals that specific number they asked for. So again, look at both of them. If you have questions, please call. I'm not getting too many math questions, and some people are missing too many. The only way I can help you is if you call me, if you chat with me, and say, Mr. White, please, can you help me on such and such? Those of you that are chatting, nice job. Keep up the good work. So have a good day. We'll talk to you later.